Okay. I think we should be live. I think we should be running. I think that we should be running and live. Let's check real quick. Gotta get through these mother ads. Okay, we are live. So, what is good, y'all? Welcome back to another One Piece Manga Chapter live stream, live reaction to One Piece Chapter 1170. We are here to give you that. So, make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on Chapter 1170. Won't be a chapter reaction on the Moon Piece podcast this Sunday or Monday for One Piece Chapter 1170. That will be taking place next Sunday with me and my co-host Danny, and we might have a special guest for that one there. So if you're checking this video out, check out the Moon Piece podcast where we have tons more content. My co-host Kimmy and Danny over there. Kimmy watching One Piece anime for the first time. She's currently in Skypiea. She's also streaming her playthrough of Kingdom Hearts, her very first time playing any of the Kingdom Hearts games. Danny does Blue Lock on Wednesdays. I do JoJo's once a month over there. As a group, we do Kagurabachi once a month over there. What else we got going on besides the One Piece Manga Chapter reactions? And also, every now and then I'll do my Pokemon Legends CA playthroughs on that channel as well. And our official podcast episodes, all three of us in person together yapping. Final episode of 2025 will be coming out this Tuesday, doing our top 25 of 2025. So, how's cleaning out the way? First 2 minutes, chapter 1170. Let's get to it, y'all. All right. We got the cover for Shonen Jump this week. Of course, Luffy's in the front. Ichi from Ichi the Witch and Kagurabachi right next to. Now, Kimmy and Danny tell me really, really good things about Ichi the Witch. Could I be convinced to read? Who knows? Who knows? Since I am reading Kagurabachi. Then we have Sakamoto from Sakamoto Days. And then we have the Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo dude. And then, for the most part, I don't really know who anybody else is in these panels. So, call a spade a spade. Let's move on. One Piece Chapter 1170, Contradictions. We see Jinbei as a ticket clerk for an eel train serving bentos. So we see kid versions of everybody aged down. I don't know if that's supposed to be Laboon, but it's just an eel train. No, it's not Laboon. It's an eel train. They would have said a whale. So we got Usopp looking at the train. Zoro just looking angry at Sanji bumping into him. Nami is with Robin, who's getting the bentos, who's the babysitter. And we got Chopper and Luffy just walking around. This is cute. This is cute. Where's Brooke? No Brooke? No Frankie? Damn. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. All right. The hammer sneak attack. As we see the hammer fly past Loki. Loki falls to the ground. Ugh. Bastard. Who threw that hammer? Come on out. As he walks towards the door. There's got to be someone here. Whatever. I have to eat the devil fruit. Chitter chitter. He is a chitter, huh? Chitter chitter. Squeak squeak. Crack. The floor's cracking. We hear a squeak, squeak, and a chitter. Loki gets confused. We hear the cracking noise. Whoa, you gotta be kidding me. There's no way it's that heavy. As we see that Ragnar just crushes into the ground. Loki's running for the hammer or running away so he doesn't get taken down. The hell is going on? Is this decrepit old castle just falling apart? Loki running for his life, trying to save himself. Slams on the concrete. Your efforts are futile, Loki. Generations of rulers have watched over that devil fruit. Yet, for centuries, it has gone uneaten. not by choice, but because no one could eat it. Oh, what? Ragnar simply hasn't deemed anyone worthy. Is the hammer attacking it itself? Ragnar is just trying to hit. The Smash Brothers hammer on bro. Loki is running for his life. But with my current strength, as we see a hockey clash of an axe and a blade, swinging past Harold, Scabagaban and Shanks, shing, cutting right through. Mincemeat. Even though it's not going to take him down. But, bro, I can't tell if he lost a leg or his leg is just cocked back different. Like, he like leaning back so far back. Ugh. Those wounds are already causing him a lot of pain. His healing abilities are struggling to keep up. Don't let up, and he'll eventually be driven into a corner. Folks like him are weak to Conqueror's hockey coding. Oh, shit. There go Gabon. Also, can we talk about the newest One Piece anime episode? They made it so obvious that the person waiting for them to come is Gabon. Now we really know. But, like, anime only is not going to know. Folks like him are weak to Conqueror's hockey coding. Gabon, you dare oppose me? As Harold swings down a hammer. Grah! Huh. You bet. We can't let you run wild just because you've gone crazy. Gabon-san, you're familiar with the weakness of the Knights of God? I can't remember how many times they tried to take you back. Wait, what? Wait, what? They tried to get Shanks back? That red-haired boy. We know you have him. He looks just like our captain's son. Hand him over. Whoa, so they did know about him. Back then, I'd slice him up and we'd send him packing. Oh, yeah. That Summers guy did mention something like that. Well, damn, Danny. Damn, you are not going to see the Summers and Gabon. They just talking about it. Gabon, those were the days. Frankly, it's surprising that a fighting force like that originates from the Holy Land. Most celestial dragons are useless. Those guys consider themselves divine, living sedentary lives, and keeping well clear of our world. Meanwhile, my life's always giving me the chills. Huh. You can call that fate. Okay, Gabon Shanks. Okay. Gabon-san, I want to save Harold, but you're the one who told me how hopeless it is once someone becomes a night god. I'm afraid Loki's our best bet. That's it for boy. That's it for boy. Don't make me repeat myself. Move it, Hammer. So you're basically the National Treasure's guardian? How can you even move? What is going on? As the hammer swings at Loki, Loki decides to throw some hockey and swing back. I am so... And Ragnar just smashes straight through Loki's hammer. Over this! The impact causing a crackle. My hammer! Ragnar flipping, tossing backwards. Get the fuck out of here. What? Swell. Eek! Shh. What the actual fuck is going on? Oda. Oda, what? I hate him. What? Don't tell me Ragnar. Don't tell me Ragnar ate the squirrel fruit or squirrel ate the Ragnar fruit. What is going on? Be gone. How are we supposed to end this? Well, honestly, I've never fought off one who has conquerors too. Gabon. Gabon. So these other bozos don't have conquerors? Soldiers, stop Harold. We can't allow him to get his hands on that devil fruit. Gah! Shit, boy. It is going. What is happening in this chapter? As we see a bunch of bodies hit the floor. And it looks to be what? This is the sound of like Harold regenerating. So Loki, the squirrel just took Loki back to the treasure chest and now is nodding his head at him. Loki grabs the devil fruit out the chest and starts eating it. Raw! Loki transforms immediately. We see his eyes glistening in the darkness. Squeak! What is this squirrel doing here? We see a wind tossing through the room. We see Harold in a room of flames, taking the poles out of some of his, taking the blades out of some of his men's body, dropped down on the ground. Did you eat it, Loki? Show me its legendary power. As Harold gets sent. What, is Harold just throwing blades? What's going on? Or Loki throwing stuff at him? We see part of Harold's face just missing. We just see Harold just getting his head clocked off. Boom. Boom. A hole in Harold's head regenerating. And we see Loki's silhouette. But what is it? Loki's silhouette has horns on it, like Loki's horn, like his helmet. But like, what is he, like a fox? Is he a Fenrir? And then we see Loki transform back. Yo, Loki better not be a squirrel. His devil fruit better not be a squirrel, bro. Loki transforms back, grabs Ragnar. We just see Harold saying, I knew it, Loki. You have the blood of a conqueror flowing inside you. As we see the conqueror's hockey with Ragnar coming down at him. Hey, if you come back to your senses, then it won't last. Don't drop your guard. Look around. I'm beyond redemption anyway. You were being controlled, weren't you? Not quite. It's more like that thing is influencing my thoughts. I started to consider myself a god. You have what it takes to lead ELBAPH well. Try to get along more with your brother, though. You're the worst. You know that. As we see Shanks just covering his face. Ja Rule and Gabon next as well. Having your own son take your life. What kind of a father does that? One last thing. I almost forgot. I wanted to thank you about Ida. What are you? Burning down Alcohol Village didn't make her better, but I was touched by how much you loved her. As we see what seems to be Harold's tattoo. Is it crackling or something? Or his arm? Thud. Hurry. It's taking me over again. Oh, okay. It's I'll never forgive you for making me do all the dirty work here. As Harold smiles at him, I love you too. As we hear the fizz, a crack of lightning comes down from the sky as the Conqueror's Hockey takes out Harold, it seems. We see the blade, we see the hammer with all the Conqueror's Hockey and the lightning from behind all impact Harold at one time, looking like it's about to disintegrate him. Loki, my dear son, the only thing that really matters is securing ELBAPH's future. Only memories last. As we see, I guess this is the final moments of King Harold upcoming as Loki screams into the wind, scared, crying, hurt. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, you know. Give me 1 second. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. So I don't know if Oda is a fan of Squirrel Girl or something from Marvel, but the turn he's taking with the Smash Brothers hammer. What? What? Okay. One Piece Chapter 1170 titled Contradictions, right? We have the cover story here. We got your boy Jinbei. We got everybody aged down in the Straw Hat crew. Maybe this Jinbei is aged down, but he's doing like ticket checks at an eel train. And he's giving out bento snacks to a younger version of our Straw Hats. We lads. We got young Luffy and Chopper just chatting it up while Luffy's eating the bento. We got an aged down Robin, right? Who seems to be watching all these damn kids, right? Babysitter still. She's also next to a younger Nami. We got Usopp looking at the eel train, and we got Zoro and Sanji just kind of like beefing with each other, running up towards the bento. So it's cute. It's kawaii. There's not much I can say there, right? It's nice to see it, but man, gone are the days of the Yamato cover story, right? So chapter opens back up. The hammer makes a sneak attack. Loki is confused, ladies and gentlemen. Loki does not know who threw this hammer at him, right? As he's about to get the devil fruit that's hitting in the chest. So this chapter teaches me, before we get into the details, that my theory on the devil fruit being there is the gum fruit. That seems to be gone, right? But I won't get to that moment yet. Loki goes into the room again to go check to see, like, okay, what's going on? Who threw that? Looks in the room, and he looks back, and he sees that the hammer is so heavy, right? Where it landed, it is bringing, all of its force is bringing down the concrete. Loki is a silly guy, right? Because Loki is running around frantically, panicked. He is confused as to what is going on here. So as all of the ground in the castle is coming down, because he's just like, there's no way in hell this castle is just so old that it's falling apart. Bro is scrounging for his life, right? And Harold is still just feeling himself, feeling like a god, though, right? Acknowledging like, yo, Loki, you are never going to be able to get that devil fruit because Ragnar itself, you know, you got to be chosen. No one in our generation has been able to eat that for a reason because Ragnar protects the devil fruit that's in there, right? So now Loki is just getting chased by the hammer, getting chased around the room. Like, this is a Looney Tunes spectacle that Oda is deciding to use Loki for, right? Harold has a moment where he's like, okay, you may not be able to get that devil fruit, and many people in our generations may not have had the strength to get the devil fruit because Ragnar protects it. But me, now that I got these powers, I'm Big Hefe now. I'm about to go get that, right? While he's saying all that, Shanks Gabanu comes through, cuts that boy up with some Conqueror's hockey, and he is falling back. He is upset, right? So Shanks acknowledges, like, okay, our attacks are causing pain. Something's happening. It's not that nothing is happening at all to Harold here, but his healing abilities, he's slowing down a little bit. It looks like he's struggling to keep up, right? So Gabon makes a note, which Gabon's design here in this like age right here, clean, bro. Got the black and the silver still in his hair. His glasses right here in this moment. Gabon looking smooth, bro. Gabon looking smooth. So flowers to my guy. He got that shit on right now, right? Harold is pissed. Harold is like, how dare you oppose me, Gabon? Because, I mean, he technically kind of like Gabon saying his country, right? But that's neither here nor there, right? Gabon saying like, yo, we can't let you run amiss. Like, we can't let you run amok, go. But you, just because you going crazy and you running wild, we can't let this happen. And Shanks is looking at Gabon like, yo, you're familiar with the weaknesses of the Knights of God, right? And then the realization that we find out that the God's Knights, apparently throughout all those years, when they had Shanks as a baby on that crew, knew that Red Hair was on the Roger Pirates, and they was actually trying to get him back. That's why Gabon had all these run-ins and are familiar with fighting the God's Knights. That's why Summers has trauma, right? So we're not going to see the trauma of Gabon interacting with Summers, right, and where Summers got it from. But what we are seeing is the collection of, like, the many battles that Gabon has of keeping the God's Knights off, knowing that Conqueror's hockey is the key for taking these guys down. I just still can't believe that they actually was trying to get Shanks back this whole time. And Oda kind of cooked with Gabon's pose here because he's lax. He's smiling, right? But he was also like, man, like, Shanks is thinking about his time in Mary Joa, and he's like, I remember Summers like saying something like that. And Gabon's like, man, those was the days. I didn't even know they make celestial dragons like that. I thought they was all frail. They just like, they live a great life, and they were just chilling. Shanks is like, yeah. Meanwhile, you know, my life is always giving me chills when they live a life of luxury. And Gabon hits that, you can call that fate, baby. Because even though you a celestial dragon, you built different than them, right? That's fate. You ended up with us because of fate. And his last thing that Shanks says, straight up, is like, yo, Gabon, I want to save Harold. As they're still fighting off Harold. Harold is still running amok, y'all. He is running amok. There are so many casualties in this. Like, if you were just a regular knight on the job for this castle, you're big mad. You're big mad. There's no way you're not big mad. Because what do you mean the king is just murking us left and right? This is what Doflamingo wish he did to King Riku, right? This is what Crocodile wish he was able to do to Cobra. You know what I mean? Make him look bad to his people. And Gabon let Shanks know, like, listen, bro, you said everything you had to say back there. He's a Knight's God. He's lost. He's a lost cause. Loki's the only one that we gonna have to bet on to make this happen, to take him out, right? So even though Gabon doesn't know exactly what it is that Harold's talking about that Loki needs to do, they're believing in Loki in this moment to have to do the dirty work. So now Loki finally like has a moment to talk to the Hammer, right? Telling the Hammer, yo, chill out. You getting in my way, right? The Hammer is moving on its own. Before, I'm thinking it's moving like Mjolnir. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe Harold is able to control the Hammer and bring it towards him or some shit like that. No. So what? The Hammer, Ragnar, is coming to swing at Loki. Loki decides to charge up some hockey, right? Coat that boy, swing it at the Hammer, and Ragnar just pushes straight through, disintegrating Loki's hammer completely. Loki screaming, I'm over this. I didn't come here for this. Y'all got me in jail, and I'm over here. I lost my hammer. I'm getting whooped out. And then Oda gives the reveal. What is wrong with you, Aitra Oda? Why you always gotta play? Why you always gotta be funny? The hammer de-transforms and the fucking Ragnar is a squirrel. Ragnar is a squirrel. Why is Ragnar a squirrel? Is it a hammer that ate the squirrel fruit? That's why it's able to watch it for generations? Is it a squirrel that ate the hammer fruit? Or is it just mythical and it's not even anything with a devil fruit? I don't know. I don't know. That reveal, because the squirrel has a knot on his head because Loki did do something. He hit him hard enough to make him de-transform. He's like, right? So I guess now the hammer is going to listen to Loki, right? We coming back. Harold is still making mincemeat of everybody. Rhino Scare reference. What is that exactly, Flowetry? Let me know. Let me know what that. Also, what's good? Welcome to the chat. Harold is still making mincemeat of all of the subjects and all the soldiers here. Like you hate to see this. Shanks is over here like, how are we supposed to end this? Gabon lets us know, which is the OD God's Nice D scale. Summers is not looking good. Sorry, Shade. He's like, yeah, all those other God's Knights, I fought them, but I never really fought one that had Conqueror's hockey too. So we get a confirmation that any of the God's Knights that he ran across, which is definitely Summers, doesn't have Conqueror's hockey, right? So Ja Rule is still awake. His eyes is open. He's watching everything happen. Boy doesn't go to sleep. He's in on the bit. He's in on the propaganda that Loki's a menace, right? People are screaming. I don't know if this is Ja Rule screaming this or if he's saying it low, because I don't know how everybody's screaming, but he's like, soldiers, stop Harold. We can't allow him to get his hands on that devil fruit, right? They are screaming out. Like, Harold is just regenerating, eating all these attacks, and everybody's just getting mincemeat. And what do we cut to? What do we cut to, y'all? We cut to the squirrel bowing to Loki like a sensei. Loki finally getting access to the treasure chest because I guess the squirrel found him worthy. Ragnar found him worthy. He said, all right, you gave me a knot on my head. The same way the Kung Fu Dugongs was banging with Luffy in Alabasta, right? The devil fruit is so small. Loki eats it, makes a nasty face, and we see claws start to come through the boy. So now that defeats my theory on this devil fruit being the gum fruit. We're cooked there, right? Now it's like, okay, what devil fruit is it that Loki had, right? We realize, like, okay, Ragnar must also be a devil fruit, but at the same time, Loki has a devil fruit too. Maybe. I mean, well, not maybe. Maybe Ragnar's a devil fruit or something, or a squirrel that ate a devil fruit, or a devil fruit that ate a squirrel. I mean, or a hammer that ate a devil fruit for a squirrel. But Loki is growing claws, and we're seeing spikes come out of his body. And then we just see a dark, ominous aura and a roar come out into the castle. The other knights in there that's working is literally scared as hell. Meanwhile, the squirrel is over there like, squeak. Maybe Loki ate the squirrel fruit. Is it a legendary squirrel? Right? Flowetry says, Radis is a mischievous squirrel in Norse mythology that lives on the world tree, passing insults back and forth between Nidhogg at the bottom of the tree and Herzvalger, the eagle at the top of it. Oda is a madman, right? So now we see a shadowy figure running towards Harold in the throne room where you just see flames and everything and bodies on the floor. Bodies. Him. Drop down to the body. Drop down to the floor. And now Harold looks over, says, did you eat it, Loki? And Oda is doing an excellent job of making it so that we cannot see exactly what Loki looks like in these moments, right? He's cutting away to Harold just getting his ass whooped. We see Harold say, show me its legendary power. He does a hack and slash. It does nothing. Sends Harold flying. Harold's getting up. He's regenerating, right? He's getting his head clocked in. He's getting smashed to the ground. Boom. We see him regenerating from his kufi. We see him snap, crackling, and popping, right? As we see a being with horns. It better not be a squirrel. Loki is Squirrel Girl, might be confirmed. Picking up Harold's body. Light work. No reaction. Tossing him around like a rag doll. And now we see that Loki de-transforms, right? Swings his hammer back. We see that Conqueror's hockey lining up. Harold says to him, I knew it, Loki. You have the blood of a conqueror flowing inside of you, right? And then out of nowhere, he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We just did all this scrapping, and now you got your mind back? He's like, well, don't drop your guard. It's not going to last. I am not good. Like, everything I just did, I am beyond redemption. Finish the job, son. Finish the job. And he's like, over here, like, you were being controlled, weren't you? Like, this doesn't matter. He's like, no. This was not like me being controlled. Like, my way of thinking was fully influenced. Like I said, Harold was feeling himself. Getting that tattoo, you think you got aura, right? You think you got aura. Mixtape all day, man. We about to get the chip this year. But that tattoo be having you feel yourself. It's like having Fetty Wap playing in the background. I want you to be mine again, baby. You think you that dude, you think you a god. That's what that God's Nice that tattoo does. It's not even fully controlling you. It is changing the very way that you think and view the world. You truly think you are better than people. Like, I mean, that's essentially what the way Summers and a lot of these other people think, the same way they move. You know what I mean? The God's Nice do talk like they're the ish. Thank God Shanks didn't get that final tattoo, right? So now Harold is having his final moments, talking to Loki like, you know, I knew you was going to be able to do it. I believed in you. And Loki's like, come on, bro. You having your own son take your life? What kind of father does that? Are you bugging? And then this is the realest moment. This is a real moment because Harold's straight up saying to Loki, yo, by the way, you know, even though I'm about to get cooked, that shit you did to that village, the people that poisoned your mom, it didn't change nothing. But I gotta respect you getting your lick back, bro. I gotta respect that. I gotta respect because that shows how much you loved her. And I'm glad at how much you loved her. So, take me out, bro. Take me out. It's taking me over again. But I'm proud of you, son. Loki screaming, I'll never forgive you for making me do all the dirty work here. Angry. He just can't say it. He can't bring the words to say it. And Harold says, I love you too. Because he knows his son is a hurt person. His son is scorned. And he know that those words that he's saying was out of pure love. Loki striking down his dad. Lightning coming down from the sky. Conqueror's hockey all up in Harold's gut. Loki crying, thinking to his dad when he was first born, young Harold, my dear son, the only thing that really matters, Harold, eyes looking down, making impact with that hammer, is securing ELBAPH's future as we see an image of tons of giant kids frolicking happily. This impact, though, this is going to be impact frames in the anime. The way that this lightning and Conqueror's hockey is crashing down on Loki. This concentration of pure power has to be the thing that sends Loki to it being the end. You know what I mean? Floetry said, if you've played God of War Ragnarok, Raskin makes an appearance and has a cool design. This chapter was very good. Pause, LOL. Yeah, I know, because that Conquerors was penetrating, boy. Up in there. So, wacky chapter. This is a wacky chapter. It has me feeling all types of ways because not only are we getting the confirmation here that Summers and a lot of these guys like don't have Conqueror's hockey, At least not back then when Gabon and them was fighting him. But the Gods Knights were actively trying to save, bro. Was trying to get Shanks back because they knew that he looked just like a God's Knight's son. So they actively was chasing. The Roger Pirates had the God's Knights on their ass like that. Wouldn't have thought that, right? So like having that confirmation is one thing. Ragnar, squirrel fruit, hammer that ate squirrel fruit, squirrel that ate hammer fruit, or it's just a mythical being that exists forever. I don't know. But that in combination with Loki now eating the devil fruit, we don't know what it is. Maybe he also ate the squirrel fruit. I don't know. Marco, what's going on? Maybe it's like a Fenrir fruit. It has claws. It roars. It does something. His horns are still there as well from his helmet when he transforms. So we got to see there. Harold's final moments, saying goodbye to his son and letting him know like that he is proud of him and he does believe in him and he does love him. I don't know. It was a sad moment. I think because I got to see so much of Harold, I guess, say goodbye last chapter and feeling shitty. It feels like Oda's really milking this goodbye moments, but this seems like this is finally it. That we know that it's a concentration of Conqueror's Haki that has to really, really take them out. And what makes it more difficult, especially for Gabon and Shanks, was the fact that Harold also had Conqueror's Haki, which is something that Roger and Garp brought up when they was fighting Rocks when he was Dami Reverseed. So I might have to give this chapter, I'm sitting between an 8 out of 10 or maybe a 7. I don't do half-Cs. So I think for now, the comedy, the dialogue, we knew this was coming. I'm probably going to give this chapter a 7 out of 10. The squirrel reveal is hilarious, but it's also shenanigans. I could be convinced to an 8. Maybe I need to spend more time with the chapter. You know what I mean? I don't know. But thank you guys for coming through for this stream. Greatly appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who came through. So many things going on in the One Piece WoW right now. The first season of the anime has officially ended. Right? They played around a lot with that final episode because they didn't really want to show anything of ELBAPH. You know what I mean? But it ended with Gabon saying, "Come here." But you can't see it's Gabon, but we know it's Gabon. That was the final thing. And the One Piece anime won't be coming back to April 1st. So that'll be interesting in itself. So if you guys want to see me talk about the chapter more, check out our stream that we're going to do next week on the Moon Piece podcast with my co-host Danny. Hopefully we can have a guest to come through to talk about these moments right here. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. Leave a like on the stream. Let me know your thoughts on chapter 1170, y'all. Leave a comment after the fact. Notification bell. Do all of that. So on that note, y'all, enjoy your life.